Hi friends, this is zamieca, a research specialist based here in Manila, who as a kid had this fascination towards mystery, horror, tragedy, basically everything about true crime story. That when I was in grade 6, I've watched the documentary of Nita Blanca's death, and then the mysterious case of the death of Marilyn Monroe, and the most or favorite documentary I have watched is the murder case of Selena Quintanilla. And then I found Bailey Sarian here in YouTube. She's great. Like, she does true crime stories while she does her makeup, and I found some Filipino YouTubers who does the same. But unlike them, I am not gonna do my makeup while doing true crime stories. I am going to have my face prefixed, and then I'm gonna dress as I see appropriate for the story that I'm going to tell you. Yes, with ukay-ukay clothes. Yes. So this is zamieca.manila, a
Thrift X True Crime Stories channel.
Please comment down below if you happen to know someone who does exactly this, because I'm gonna bet my ass I did this first. Now let's get into our first case, and since March ngayon, the Fire Prevention Month of the Philippines, and in hopes to bring awareness, we will be talking about the tragic, the deadliest fire incident in the Philippines ever recorded. It is the tragic Ozone Disco Inferno in 1996.
The following video contains graphic materials that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences.
But my grammar is far more deadly than all the murderers that we will be talking in this channel. If you are a grammar Nazi, you'll die here, but I hope you endure there. Viewers' discretion is advised. I don't know how people dress for disco in 1996. Tried my hardest to dig in the internet. I even watched classic commercials to get a hint of the fashion trend Philippines had in the year. I simply normally wouldn't know because I was born in 1996. But I have seen in some old photos that high-waisted jeans had always been a staple in the mid-90s. For this talk, I've come across a Vogue article saying that cardigans had a late 90s movement thanks to Cameron Diaz's bombshell character in There's Something About Mary, who wore a modest cardigan with slinky tank tops. Everything from the cardigan, lace tank top, jeans, and the belt is ukay-ukay. Alam kong napaka-tempting mag-ukay-ukay ngayon, but I don't advise. If you really wish to, please be cautious or thrift online instead. Okay, so let's go to the disco bar. Ozone Disco was located in Timog Avenue, corner Tomas Morato in Quezon City. It was opened in 1991, and its building previously housed a jazz club named Birdland, and the disco was operated by Westwood Entertainment. The establishment was poorly designed for its purpose, also poorly maintained, and it only had one entrance with a door na mabubuksan lang siya pa inward. So kung papasok ka pa ganun, pa open. And then after that there is a narrow hallway towards the dance floor, and then it has no fire alarm, no sprinkler system. There was one emergency exit, however nakasarado siya because there was a construction at the nearby building, so basically wala silang fire exit. Ozone Disco was immensely popular around students during that time. In March 1996 was the end of the school year, so a lot of students are graduating and some of students are just happy na tapos na ang school year. So the disco bar, they capitalized on graduation season. So they had a promo. In one of the articles that I read, it says that 50% daw yung promo. So some of the students were just really happy. They want to celebrate. They want to go party, uminom, sumayaw. So they were entitled to do that after all the hard works they did at school. On that fateful night of March 18, 1996, Ozone Disco housed a total of 350 guests, 10 times more than its allowed capacity na 35 lang dapat, meaning 35 lang dapat yung kayang ma-hold ng venue. However, due to the promo, ang maraming dumating, and then a lot would like to celebrate their lives. So, umabot ng 350. And aside from the 350, the establishment had 40 crews inside. So that would make them 390 in that mini establishment, and most of the party goers, they only wanted to celebrate their lives. One chapter had ended, so they were ready to take on another. However, 162 in total had their lives ended. Good music, sweaty bodies, everyone is enjoying. However, shortly before midnight, mga 11:35 p.m., a spark happened above the booth of the DJ near the kitchen and the restroom. So everybody was enjoying that. When the spark happened, the smoke happened, they thought it was part of the special effects. So some of the partygoers that saw the spark, lumabas sila. However, a lot remained in the dance floor. And shortly after that, lumaki yung apoy and it crept towards the dance floor. May mga fire extinguisher, however, it wasn't working. So in an interview with Marvin Reyes, he was the DJ of Ozone Disco with the New York Times. Yes, it tapped the international attention kasi the casual count was so alarming. It was so bad that it was labeled as 7th worst club fires in the world. He said that it was like hell. So he tried to calm down the crowd, but the microphone went off. However, in an interview with a survivor, the survivor said that yes, the DJ said to calm down. However, he was the first to run towards the exit. So people panicked. The situation escalated from bad to worst. After mawala ng kuryente, the people rushed towards the only exit, which is the main door. Remember na yung door only opens inwards. So kung nasa loob ka, to open it, you have to pull it open. Ganon. However, since marami ng taong nagkumpulan, pushing themselves out instead of pulling the door, so nagkaroon ng stampede, and that actually created a death trap. Also, because of the commotion, the security guards, they thought na may riot sa loob. So, to contain the riot, they closed the door. So, na-trap sila doon. And also, because of the fire, kasi lumaki talaga yung fire, nasunog yung ceiling and it collapsed. Nahulog, and then a lot died because of the collapsed ceiling. In an Esquire interview with a survivor, Sherilyn Browan, Sherilyn said that when the door was finally opened, the impact was so strong that it knocked them down. When it was finally opened, natumba sila, and in her own words, it's like a tidal wave of heat. And lucky for Sherilyn, she was able to get up and run herself towards safety. Nung nasa labas na siya, doon niya na-notice na her hands and back were burned. 2 hours tumagal ang pag-apula ng apoy, and by the time that the firefighters were able to extinguish the fire, it was kind of too late. According to Colonel Sammy Tadeo, who was one of the first investigators of the incident, the following were one of the factors that led to the death of 162 people. First is the faulty swing-in door. The company attributed this design to Feng Shui. Kaya daw papasok lang yung door, walang palabas. Para yung swerte, papasok lang din, walang palabas. Second is the lack of fire exit. And then third, the overcapacity. When rescue team recovers the body, remember the hall from the dance floor to the exit or to the main entrance, hanggang bewang yung bangkay. So, of the people, bangkay ng mga tao who wanted to escape the fire. So, ang dami nila doon, like they were trapped, and then they were badly burned. Na their bodies were stuck together, like nagdikit-dikit sila. Nauling talaga sila, and their features were unidentifiable. So to identify the remains, ginamit na lang yung mga whatever they were wearing, like alahas, sapatos, and what's sad, because during that time in 1996, hindi pa parang mandatory na you have to give your ID to be a customer of that establishment. So a lot of minors were able to go na hindi alam ng family nila na pumunta. So, a lot of bodies were not identified. So, that was kind of sad. And one survivor, Erlinda Mandap, only found her daughter's shoes. So, yung shoe na lang yung na-identify niya. She cannot identify which doon yung daughter niya. In 2001, 5 years after the incident, The family of the deceased and the survivors were able to get a closure when the owners of the Ozone Disco was convicted. Let me just look here. Convicted of criminal charges of reckless imprudence resulting to multiple homicide and multiple serious injuries. I'm sorry, I have to look at here because it was too long. Anyway, the survivors and the deceased were able to get their long overdue justice, but at least, diba? The Regional Trial Court of Quezon City Branch Number 216 convicted the President, 𝐉𝐚𝐲𝐝 𝐃𝐫𝐢, and Treasurer Ramon Nang of Westwood Entertainment. Guys, can you just let me read it? Ito lang talaga. Anyway, so apart from Ocampo and Nang, the Anti-Graft Court of Sandigang Bayan found 7 former Quezon City officials guilty of graft for their role in the Ozone Disco Tragedy. All of them have been barred from ever holding public office. Administrative case, y'all. This is what happens when a public official nagpabaya. So this will be their case. But so they will never be accepted to any public offices anymore, like ever. Come 2014, yes. The conspirators lahat ng may sala were sentenced to 6 to 10 years, and Eastwood Entertainment's directors and stakeholders were asked to pay 150,000 each sa mga namatay. So that's 150,000 times 162, and they were liable to pay 100,000 to each of those injured during the incident. And this resolution was only carried out in 2014, 18 years after the Ozone Disco Inferno. So that is our first case. So how was it, Zambies? I really want to hear your thoughts. Please do comment down below, because aside from the views, I am more interested in the comments, because I really want to build a true crime story community here in YouTube, just internet friends with the same interests. Most importantly, what do you think of the case? Actually, nangilabot ako when I played JD's Plastic Dreams. I will link the song down below. Sabi kasi nila, that was the last song that was being played while nasusunog yung mga tao sa Ozone Disco. Actually, because I like stories like this, and I know marami makaka-relate. Please comment down below if you can relate with me, because of the movie Final Destination. Yes, that movie traumatized me in a great way, I think. Kasi every time na sumasakay ko ng barko, I make sure that I know where are the life jackets are. When I'm in a plane, I make sure kung saan yung nearest exit from me. So yeah, it's like I've been a little paranoid, but in a good way. So I think most of us should have that pinch of paranoia. So that is it for our first episode of Thrifting X True Crime Stories here in Zamieca, Manila. Zambies, if you have some suggestions na for the next case to talk about, please comment it down below, or you can email the deets to me at zamieca.manila@gmail.com. Thank you for spending time with me. I hope your immune system gaming is strong, taste buds fully functioning, so that I will see you on our next true crime stories here in Zamieca, Manila. This has been your friend Zamieca, and I'll see you in the next episode. If you like this episode, please do like and subscribe. Yes, I've spent quite a good time to research this story and of course film it for you. So please do like and subscribe this channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.